Hello guys, welcome back to my channel where we talk about real life, that is the lessons, the wins, and of course the heartbreaks. And today's topic is one that hits home, and that is don't go back home after you finish school. Why is it such a big deal? Let's break it down. So picture it this way: you've just graduated and you're so excited you've gotten your certificate, and then you've not found a job yet, and you pack your things and you go back to your parents' house, thinking it's just temporary. Then, boom, weeks turn into months, months turn into a year. Does that sound familiar? So let's talk about the reasons why you should not go back home. First of all, when you go back home, you lose the independence that you had started building while you were in college. So when you go back home, you do not have that freelance anymore. So you lose that independence that you had started to build. Number two, your self-esteem goes down. You know, as you go back to the village, there are so many expectations from people. As you have come back from school, people expect that you are learned, and so they have so much expectation to you, which might at the end of the day weigh you down if you do not handle them properly. Number three, your family expectations are always growing, right? Okay, the chores around the house, okay, the pressure from the family members for you to get a job, that can stress your mental health a big deal, right? Another thing, you might fall into a comfort zone. You know, when you go back home, you get free food, you get everything free. You do not have to pay rent, you do not have to buy your own food, and then you find yourself landing into that comfort zone where you do not have to hustle anymore, you do not have to go find jobs anymore. And you know, this does not only revolve around the things I've said, there are also emotional consequences. Like, number one, you start comparing yourself with your classmates who have started making it in life. You know, that classmate of yours who just finished and got a job directly. So you start comparing yourself to that. Number two, it can lead to self-doubt, anxiety, and even depression because of all the things that are going around you, and maybe you cannot handle it anymore. And number three, it can also escalate family conflicts. You know, yes, they are our family, right? But you know, as I've said, there are expectations, and even you see yourself as a grown-up, it doesn't sit well with you when you start doing errands all day, like from morning to evening. You're doing everything around the house, and maybe sometimes they can tell you to do something and you're like, hey, am I your maid? Is that not a family conflict? Yes, it is, because you're living under your parents' roof. My friend, don't go back home. But you know what? There are alternatives. You know, if you find a shared housing, I believe you understand me with shared housing. Even if it is a small room and that you are sharing with somebody else, it is better to squeeze yourself there as you look for something to do. Number two, you can start volunteering, or you can look for internships. At least that keeps you busy, and also it can keep you motivated, and you don't know, maybe at the end of the day you might end up getting a job from your internship or from your volunteering job. So it is good to think of that alternative too. Number three, you can build a side hustle. You know, side hustles, for it to be a side, it doesn't mean that it is the main thing you're doing. And a side hustle, you can start with any amount of money, and when I say any amount of money, I mean it. As long as you've found an idea of what you can do, you can start with any amount. People start with small amounts and they end up with big companies. Or if you must go back home, just set clear timelines and tell yourself, if I must go back home, I'm not going to just stay there. I'm going to to still network. I'm going to be moving around job hunting and making all sorts of consultations of anywhere around there of what you can do. That will do you good. But just going back home thinking that the connections of your parents will help you, well, some others help, but most of the time we see that after we finish school is when we realize that the connections that we thought that our parents have, they were not. So life after campus, it's not easy, but plan early. Protect your mental health and stay active. Just put your hands on anything that you can. That will help you a lot also. Okay, for the ones who have gone back home, how is the experience there? I think you can share with us the experiences on the comment section, so that most of us will learn from it and we will save each other from that. Don't forget to subscribe, comment and share for more real life talks. Meet you in the next one. Bye.